everyone, welcome to my channel, Knit with Fee. I'm Fee and this is where I share my knitting hobby with you. I am a knitter out of Manchester, England, and this episode is going to be a regular update episode. So I will be telling you any finished items that I've got, any acquisitions that I've got, and there's quite a few of them, and where I'm up to with all of my projects. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoy it. Right, let's get started. So I'm going to start with finished items. I have two finished items for you today, and one of them is a pair of socks and one of them is a top. And if you watched my last episode, I was really keen to get something finished other than socks. I'd been working on, I had three different tops or sweaters, and they were taking me a while to get done, and I really needed like a quick win. So I'm really chuffed that I've managed to finish something. So I am going to start off with the socks that I finished, and these are the only other socks I had been working on in the last little while. I call them my Katia sock because Katia is the brand of yarn that I use. It's Concepts by Katia, and yeah, they are done and I'm really chuffed with them. They are, let me try and find the other one, there we go. I'll put some photos up of the finished items on my feet so you can see them more realistically. But yeah, really happy with this. The yarn is really soft. It's 75% merino, 25% nylon. It's the first time I've used this particular yarn, and I do really like it. And I've worn these a couple of times already and I absolutely love them. So I'm really chuffed with these. So much so that I want to buy the exact same yarn again and make a pair for my mum, which would be brilliant. I used 2.5mm needles, and I did 2x1 ribbing for the cuff for 15 rounds. Then I did 35 rounds for the ankle, and then I did a heel flap and gusset. And yeah, no holes to be seen, which is quite nice actually on either side this time. So that's worked out really well. I think I did about 80 something rows on the heel, on the base of the foot to get to the toe. And yeah, really like it. I've been really craving doing something other than just plain stockinette though. And so yeah, in my works in progress, I will show you what I've done next. But I think that's everything to say about these. I definitely would use this yarn again, as I've said. I used the German twisted cast on, and I did it quite loosely to try and make it a bit looser to get over my heel. That's worked really well. And it's not too floppy, which is nice. I was worried it would be a little bit floppy, but it's not too bad. But yeah, really love these colours. And that is them done. Right, really exciting is my other finished item, which is my pie camisole. I don't know actually if I can technically say that it's finished because I've not blocked it yet, but I have already worn it. So yeah, there we go. That is the finished item and I absolutely love it. I really love it. I will show you some film with it on me, but I think it's great. The only thing I'm not too certain about is that this ribbing at the edging, when I block it, I need to stretch it out a little bit because it pulls in and mushrooms a little bit, and I don't like that, especially at the point that it hits me. It's just below my, smallest part of my waist, so it's just the wrong place to suck in. But I'm hoping that will be fixed with blocking. I was a little bit worried that you can see picking up the edges kind of pulled in. I don't know if you can see along here. It's like I pulled it in a bit tight. So I was worried that would be an issue. turns out it's not an issue at all because it's got negative ease. Then it stretches and you can't see it at all when you're wearing it. So that's lovely. I just think the colour's absolutely beautiful, and the whole thing, I really love it. So definitely recommend this pattern. I think, as I said in my previous one, there are a few things where the first read through, if you're not, paying careful attention, you can misunderstand a couple of things. But they're not things that matter really at all. They're just tiny little detailing that you won't even see in the finished item. So, and I know for next time, what to do. But yeah, I really love it. So I think I will be knitting another one of these. Not quite sure what colour yet. I'm torn between like black or navy, that kind of thing. Or the opposite and going like a cream or something like that. But I'd love to make it with a different yarn. This is Yarwol Silk Sock, I think, something like that. It's got, I think it's 55% wool, 25% nylon, and whatever the leftover is in silk. And it's really lovely. I love this yarn, so I'd happily make other stuff with this yarn. Maybe not socks actually, because I just think it's too lovely to like hide on your feet. But yeah, I would definitely use this yarn again. But I'm interested to make this pattern in a different yarn just to see what it's like. So I'd like to make it in a merino to see how that goes and how that's different. And then if I'm really confident, then I'm really tempted to make it in a cashmere as well. That would be really cool. Size-wise, it fits. It's got negative ease, which it's meant to have, but I would be tempted if I made it again to play around. Maybe go up a size, maybe go up a needle size, maybe add some extra rows on here so this is a bit longer. But overall, I'm really happy with it. And yeah, hopefully from the video clips you can see what it looks like on me. I really enjoyed making it. I was a bit worried that because it's fingering weight, it would take me an age, and it did take a while, and I would get bored, which I didn't actually. I quite enjoyed the fact that once I finished the edging, I could just knit, and it would have been perfect for like a knitting group where I didn't need to think and I could just knit. So I was absolutely fine with it actually. I'd happily make it again. I just wouldn't use this as a quick win. So I think I'd really like to have a quick win on the go most of the time, because it just happens that at the moment I started 3 projects pretty much simultaneously, all taking time. And so, yeah, I did get to a point when I was in the middle of all 3 where I just felt, oh, I've been going on these for ages and the end's not in sight yet. And that was a little bit disheartening. So I wouldn't use this as a project to get done quickly, but I mean, I got it done quicker than the sweaters I was making, so it's not like it took an age or anything like that. Really chuffed I've got another summer knit that I can wear. The weather at the moment is absolutely fabulous. It's been a very grey winter, so it's just amazing to have such a sunny spring at the moment. And yeah, it's great to be able to wear summer tops like this. And I wore it 2 days in a row on holiday and absolutely loved it. At the end of my acquisitions session last video, I said that I had no plans to buy anything beginning of April, and I completely messed that up. So not only am I completely off track for my spring knitting plans, which I will talk about in my works in progress, I'm also completely off track for my purchasing for this month. But that's how it is. And yeah, let's just get into what I bought and why. And you can see for yourself, whether you think it was worth it or not. So the first thing I want to show you was my acquisition from last time. which I've already talked through, so I won't go through it again, but it's arrived, so I'll show it to you. And that is this pattern book. So I talked all about how I wasn't sure whether to get it or not. It was kind of marked up. It was a bit more expensive than I was expecting it to be. And I don't want to knit anything from it anytime soon, but I was worried that it would go out of print. So I ummed and ahed about buying it, and I did. And yeah, it's arrived. It came with some sock yarn, Sandnes Garn Sisu, and as you can probably see from this ball, I've already started using it, and that will come in my works in progress. But yeah, really chuffed with this book. I got it really for this Frankie sweater, but there's several other things in here I'd really like to make. And one of the things, I think the first thing I'll probably make is, there's a sock pattern in here. And looking through that pattern, I actually quite like it, so I might make that at some point. But yeah, there's loads of different patterns in here that look really good. There's like a zipper sweater, which looks really nice. There's like a pullover with some nice raglan designs. I'm really excited that that's arrived and I've got it, and looking through it, almost every single pattern is one I would be interested in making, which is a surprise to me, because one of the reasons I've not bought many books. Okay, real apologies if you can hear that. So I don't tend to buy books like this, pattern books, and the reason I don't is because I don't tend to like most of the patterns. So there might be one or two that I like, but I don't feel like it's worth the money just for those two patterns. But this one, literally every single pattern I like or love. So that is why I got this one, and I'm really chuffed that I did, and I'm so glad that it's arrived. And looking at the sock pattern, I think I will give that a go pretty soon. So that is exciting. Right, on to my new acquisitions. So at the end of I'll put the amount down here. At the end of the last episode, I think I was on something like £14. And that was for March. So I've got another £100. That takes us to about £114 for April. And I have spent an awful lot of that. So what did I get? I don't know, I got two lots of things within, I think, a very short space of time. So the first thing I bought was this yarn. It is West Yorkshire Spinners DK Colourlab Sock, or Colourlab Sock DK in the colour Punk. It's the colour I planned to buy to make socks for my dad, and it cost me £9.99 for this 100-gram ball of DK. Oh no, it's not 100 grams actually, I think it's 150 grams. It's about 337 meters, I believe, of yarn. So yeah, I bought that for my dad's socks. The other thing I bought from that shop was another sock yarn that I'd been eyeing for the last few times I'd been to that shop. I was interested in it because it has cotton in it, and I've not knit cotton socks before. So this is the yarn. It's Footprints Wool Addicts by Lang Yarns. 100 grams, 400 meters. It is 42% wool, 45% cotton, and 13% nylon. So yeah, I thought that would be really interesting to try and make a cotton sock at some point. And I really like the colours. It's not really showing up very well, but it's like a mixture of pinks and purples and blues and blacks. But yeah, another to add to my pile of growing sock yarns. I feel like I go through them. I'd make a lot of socks, and I still manage to not reduce the amount of balls of sock yarn that I have. So yeah, and then the next lot of things that I bought were from online, from Wool Warehouse, and I bought 3 things from Wool Warehouse. The first thing I bought from them was this Drops Air. You may know, if you've seen some of my other videos, that I've already got a jumper in this exact yarn, this collar and everything, and my daughter really wants me to make her one, so that's what this is for. She has changed her mind a few times on what type of jumper she wants, but the last mind change was back to her original make this jumper, so I've now bought the yarn. I think she actually wants 2 jumpers, because in my spring knittings plan you might have noticed that she wanted like a crocheted like a bit like a bolero. It's like a cropped long sleeve bell sleeved top, but it's cropped right up to here, so you'd like wear it on top of a shirt, and I think that is more suitable for the weather at the moment, so I might make her one of those as well. But what she's officially asked for is a regular jumper in this colour and this yarn. So I bought this yarn. I bought 5 balls, because that's how many balls it took to make my jumper, and my jumper, before I blocked it and stretched it out to fit me, almost fit her. It basically fit her, except for it was a bit baggy at the waist. So yes, that is what I'll do with that yarn, and I plan to do the step-by-step sweater pattern, but adjust it slightly. I bought 5 balls of that then for £4.80 each, so in total that is £24 that cost me. The next set of yarn I bought was Drops Belle in this yellow colour. It's colour number 4, and this is a viscose cotton and linen blend yarn, and it was on sale at £1.40 a ball. So I bought 7 balls. That was gosh, that's really confusing. So I was having a look at the receipt, and the receipt is actually wrong, which is confusing. So yeah, I bought 7 balls of this. It was on sale. It was £1.40 a ball. The receipt says £2 per ball, but if you actually look at what I paid, it doesn't add up. So it had to have been £9.80 in total, because I paid a total of £38.70, and this was £24, and the other one I bought was £4.90, so what's left is £9.80, but it says £14 on the receipt, so that's really odd. But anyways, it was £1.40 a ball, 7 balls of this yellow Drops Belle, and I've already started making something with it, which is completely off-piste, completely not part of my spring knitting plans, not part of anything. No plans to make it whatsoever. It was a very impulse project, so I will talk to you about that later. But yeah, really like it. It's colour Dandelion, it's called, and I've not got anything in this colour at all. I'm not really a yellow or orange person, but I quite liked this yellow, and I thought it'd be very summery. So I bought 7 of those, and then the final thing I bought was some sock yarn, and I bought this again because it was massively on sale, £4.90 for 100 grams, which I thought was a really good deal. So yeah, this is the Wool Warehouse's own brand yarn. It's in the colour Trifle, and I've wanted to get this yarn for a while, and it was on sale, so I'm glad that I got it. But again, another sock yarn. I'm going to be making so many socks in the next few years. I am going to a yarn festival. I'm really excited. My first ever yarn festival that I'm going to on Saturday. And so I have £36 left, which I guess is good because it'll force me not to spend loads there, and really think about what I buy there if I buy anything. But yeah, I'm really excited about going to that, and I am yeah, hoping to discover some new brands, new yarns, that sort of thing, new hopefully local and smaller hand dyers and things like that. That'll be really good, but I don't really know what to expect at all because I've never been before. It's in Leeds. I think it's called Spring into Wool or something like that. I'll put it up here, the name of the festival, but yeah, really excited about going to that, and yeah, I'll be able to tell you about it in my next video. So that is all my purchases. Let's move on to works in progress. My first work in progress that I would like to show you, which way shall I do this? So I've got 3 new works in progress and I've got 2 old ones. I think I'll leave the old ones to the end actually, because I've not made loads of progress on them. I was focusing on the pie camisole, and so I've not made loads of progress in them. But let me talk you through this one. I talked about purchasing this yarn. I did start making a sock for my dad with it, so this is where we're at. It was from the Colourlab Sock Project book. There's a section in there about thick socks, so I started that one. And I started by doing the cuff in 1x1 ribbing, but I decided I'm going to do the whole sock in 1x1 ribbing because I don't have his exact foot measurements. I know his shoe size. That's about it. And so I wanted it to have a little bit more stretch, and I thought ribbing would help with that. But after I started it, I've already made a pair of socks, not in this yarn, but from this brand in a different fingering weight yarn, and I put it in the washing machine and it completely ruined. Well, I don't know yet if they're properly ruined, but and they didn't, it's not like fully felted, but they just don't stretch anymore. They're like stuck together, and they're really hard to get on. So I just kind of left them in my drawer for a while, and I might retry putting them on. But I'm a bit annoyed at that because I triple checked that it said machine washable, and it did. And yeah, they just don't seem to be machine washable. And there's no way I'm giving my dad a pair of socks that are not machine washable because, you know, my parents aren't into knitting. For them, it's a lot of effort to care for handmade knits. And so I really want it to be machine washable and easy to just throw in the washing machine. And so if this yarn's not going to do that, then I'm not going to use this yarn for him. So I've stopped there, and I'm not going to make any more. I'm going to throw it in the wash with my next load of washing and see how that goes. And if it's fine, brilliant, I'll carry on knitting and make him some socks. If it's not, I am probably going to drop this. At some point I'll probably make them for my husband, but I will drop this and find a better yarn for socks for my dad. So that is that. I'm using 3mm needles for these, and I have not got as far as the heel flap or anything like that yet. So that's all I have to say on those socks. My second new start is another pair of socks, and I've made one of them and I love it. So it is a lace sock, again from Colourlab Sock Project book. I'm using the yarn that I got with my Sandnes Garn catalogue, and so yeah, it's Sisu is the name of the yarn. It is a mixture of wool and nylon. It is fingering weight. It is it says it's machine washable on a wool wash, so it's not like throw in the wash with everything else, but you can wash it on a wool wash. And yeah, I like it. I love the color. I think the color goes really well with the pattern because it's like this green color. It's not like a leafy green color because, you know, I want the pattern to really show up, so I wanted a really light color, but it does feel green enough that it feels kind of foresty and naturey, and I really like that. So yeah, really chuffed with that. I did alter the pattern slightly because I went up a needle size. I did 2.25mm, so I went down a size as well, but then I added a couple of stitches just to be safe, and it fits fine. It's okay. I think I would have been fine if I just stayed down a size. I'm a bit annoyed with this laddering there. I did use magic loop the whole way down, and I think that is what the laddering's about, which is annoying because I have used Magic Loop before and not had laddering, so I don't know what I'm doing to get the laddering back again. But yeah, that's a bit annoying. But yeah, absolutely love it. I think it's a really great pattern. I'll show you a picture of it on my feet, but I just need to make the second sock now. So yeah, I like this yarn. It's not as soft as merino, but it's softer than a lot of non-merino sock yarns, so it's kind of a good in between. It's been really good to work with. No splitting, no issues like that, and yeah, really enjoyed it. It's 2x1 ribbing on the cuff, German twisted cast on. That's what I do pretty much most socks now, and I added an extra few rows on the heel. Not noticed the difference, so it's not been noticeably better, but not noticeably worse either. Did get a hole again there, so I might try and, you know, get rid of that hole. Well, I'll probably block it first, and if it's still noticeable, then I'll play with the yarn a little bit to get rid of the hole. But yeah, overall, really, really loving it. I was really keen to do some lace work, and I'm really glad that I've done it now, and I love it, and I really think I will make some more socks like this, particularly because it kept my interest. It was really, really fun to make, even more fun than pattern socks. It's possible because it's brand new to me, and there's a honeymoon period and that might wear off, but at the moment really, really love it, so I think I will make more socks like this. Yeah, that's that sock. And the third project that I've got that is brand new, and this is the one that I used Drops Belle for, and it's completely out of, you know, I had no plans to make this. It was a completely spontaneous knit. Apology for the knitting needles banging around everywhere. Is this. So this is the Sommerknus. I will put information up here to show you who it's by and all of the details. But yeah, I really wanted a project that was gonna grow quickly. I was getting a bit bogged down by all these projects that were taking me a long time. I also really wanted to make something summery, and my leftover knits are both jumpers, quite big jumpers, so nothing summery. So I really wanted to make something summery, and because it's got, you know, patterns along it, I thought that it would keep my interest. And because it's just a t-shirt and it's quite big, it's 5mm needles, then I thought it would move fast, which it has. So yeah, really, really enjoying it. I'm not certain about the size of it. I wasn't certain about the colour, but I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I'm not a huge yellow-orange person, but I think this yellow is quite nice. It's quite muted. So yeah, I do really like the colour actually, and I wanted it to be summery, you know, so. What else was I going to say? The pattern's been really easy to follow. It's different from anything else I've knitted before. It's interesting because most of my top-down things that I make, you know, you increase gradually, whereas this one, you do a section and then increase really quickly, and then next section and then increase really quickly. And it's interesting to see how well that's worked. So yeah, really chuffed with that. I'm a little bit nervous about the sizing. I decided to go for a size medium, because a few things I've made recently have turned out quite small. So I'm hoping that's going to be okay, and it's not going to be enormous. But it seems fine at the moment. Seems really good. I stuck to the recommended needle size, 5mm. I'm using a DK weight yarn. It recommends a sport weight, but it does say Drops Belle is a substitution you can use. So that's what I've done. And yeah, so it's going really well. I've never knit with a cotton viscose blend, linen blend before, so that's interesting. I've not had any pains in my fingers, which has been really good. I definitely did with a previous cotton yarn, and so yeah, it's nice that I've not had any problems at all so far with this one. And I'm just excited to get it finished. Next things to show you are my jumper projects. So these are the ones that I've already talked about. So let's see how much progress I've made. The first one is my Ingrid sweater. It is now, both sleeves are done. I've not done any more of the body because I am now going to block it. So I've just not got around to blocking it. We were on holiday over the weekend, so I've not got around to blocking it. So I want to block it, see how big it blocks out, because it's looking a bit small. The sleeves are definitely looking really small. So I want to see how it goes with blocking, and then I can decide what to do, whether to just make the sleeves longer, whether I need to undo it and make the larger size, which I really hope I don't have to do, or whether it's fine and I can just carry on. Yeah, I don't know whether to go through this. I've already talked about it in other videos, but yeah, 4mm needles, drops Lima mixed with drops Kid Silk, and yeah, really good pattern that I'm happy with so far. Final project is my terracotta sweater. Well, it's not mine, it's my husband's. And so I have now finished the, well, it's not finished the body, but the body is the how do I put it? Like, all the patterns are finished. It's just stockinette and then edging. I feel like it's a little bit short. So again, I think with this one, I might block it, see if it grows, and then decide what to do. But I will do the sleeves first before I do that. So my next step is to do both sleeves and then block it. And yeah, this one's going really well. I'm chuffed with it. No issues with the pattern at all since last time. As I said before, it had a few things. It has this, yeah, it's difficult to know how much I'm allowed to say, but yeah, it has this thing where you do something separate for the very edge stitch while you're knitting flat, and that took me a while to figure out what it was saying about that. But other than that, it's been really easy to follow, really lovely, knit up really nicely, and yeah, really like it. So I really want to make one for myself as well at some point, but that is that. I went up a needle size, 4.5mm needles. This is drops Lima, but without any mohair pairing, and it seems to be knitting out relatively true to size. I think that is everything I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. It's been really exciting to kind of talk through everything I've done in the last 2 weeks. So yeah, hopefully by next time, I'm hoping that my Sommerknus will be finished. I'm hoping that my lace socks will be finished. That would be really great. I'm hoping I will have made progress with my jumpers, and possibly starting on a jumper for my daughter. So that is my sort of short-term plans. So yeah, that is everything. Thank you very much. I really hope that you have a great day, and all the best till I see you again. Bye.